saying how like pretty much everyone but you has disagreed,
Right.
and I actually thought we would see Sinestro today, but I thought we'd see it from Slitzer because I've seen Slitzer play Sinestro, but so far all today he's like, I'd rather he played Poison Ivy, he's played Star Sapphire and Joker, and he's stuck with those three. He hasn't gone to Sinestro yet, and I don't know if that's because Sinestro's like his backup pick if Joker Star Sapphire doesn't work, or what have you. But seeing Genre on it, I know Genre's played it a decent amount. I don't know if he's played it. I don't think I've seen him play it in like a top tier tournament game. I've seen him play it in like a lot of scrims and maybe earlier rounds of tournaments, but in game 5, a deciding match against, like, I've never seen him play it in a game with as much stakes as this one has on it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm trying to remember a time myself, but that's not really the kind of champion you envision Genre being on.
Yeah, yeah.
Sinestro. Which isn't to say that he can't play it. I've definitely seen him play it well. Um, and it's just an interesting pick. It's definitely very good against Gascat, because Sinestro is good at protecting the rest of the backline with him by doing a lot of damage. Um, but yeah, I don't know.
I think the one thing you can say, Sinestro, I think a lot of people think has a slightly weaker laning phase, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Maybe not.
yeah, a little bit weaker. Yeah.
So, but Genre is a player who's like, I'll just be very defensive, and then it's okay that a slightly weaker laning phase. And maybe that works out for him because he is a kind of more defensive mid laner. So if one thing is about Sinestro, if you overextend trying to kill him and he lands his ultimate on you, you're pretty much done, right?
Yeah, and then Genre is very good at making big plays in the mid game, which is where Sinestro really shines.
Yeah.
Is the mid game. He's not the best in the early game. He's not the best in the late game, but his mid game is tremendous. So, in that way, I don't disagree with the Sinestro pick at all. I think the Sinestro pick is good. We just have to see how it pans out.
Now, what about with the rest of the lineup? I mean, one thing that Sinestro gets into trouble with is he's shorter range for a blaster, but is that mitigated by having Arcane Green Lantern?
It very well might be. The problem is going to be that Arcane Green Lantern is going to have to pick the target for his ultimate very carefully. He isn't going to want to save the same target that Harley Quinn is saving, probably, unless all of the focus from Dignitas is on the same target. He's probably not going to want to, or he's not going to be able to save too many people. So he's got to really pick and choose. Is he saving Flash? Is he saving Sinestro? Is he saving Green Arrow? And then additionally, API is a champion that we haven't seen from Nurok yet, but API is extremely potent against Sinestro and Flash. These are two champions which need their mobility and have to get in close, meaning API can land the root, and if she does, it really neuters them.
It makes it kind of weird because I believe API was definitely picked before Sinestro, and I'm pretty sure it picked before Flash as well. So
Right.
BrawL knows that API is there, and they still like these champions. That's interesting. One thing we haven't talked about, and I think I've seen it a couple times this series, when you're a jungler, you pretty much always get Detonate as a solo power.
Yeah.
But the question is what Detonate to get, and I think I've always seen Idrikox go for Nightmare Robin's Detonate. And
Atomic Joker.
yeah, Atomic Joker's Detonate,
Yeah.
sorry. I knew it was one of the two new ones.
Yeah.
I was Atomic Joker's Detonate because it has a shorter cooldown, so it's better for clear time. Whereas Dak is going for, I believe that's Joker's or Harley Quinn's, the one that has slow.
Yeah, Joker's Detonate.
Joker's Detonate has a slow on it.
Yep.
And so he won't have as good clear times, but his ganks will be a little bit stronger.
Yeah, when I talk to I'm Going Pro about his philosophy between the jungler spells, which detonate to it, he felt that Joker's Detonate, while it provides that slow, isn't gonna get you any additional pressure or kill over a regular Detonate most of the time. He thinks that a regular Detonate provides the same amount of damage, and damage is the main thing that Joker's Detonate ever does anyway. The slow isn't that big. And then having the little additional cooldown is useful in a lot more situations.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you'll have it available more often, right?
Yeah.
So far, I think John is doing just fine this lane. He hasn't been poked down too much, but I imagine once Star Sapphire gets level 2 and 3, can really chain her skills. That's when her harass could be really dangerous for Sinestro.
Yeah.
We'll have to see how that one plays out. The bottom lane is interesting because I feel like, I mean, Cripsy, you mentioned Green Arrow being a weird pick, but it's also Cripsy's comfort pick. It's been his comfort marksman for a long time. Is he like? What's the main reason why Green Arrow hasn't been as popular of a pick lately? And is there going to be something that's really going to hurt Cripsy as this game goes on playing Green Arrow?
You know, I don't know a whole lot about it because I don't play the bot lane marksman, but Green Arrow doesn't have the same kind of dominant early lane that he used to. And then to back that up, all of the other marksmen have a better late game than him. So, and with late game being pretty much more of a priority now, games lasting longer, like we saw a big comeback, it's easier to make a comeback now. It generally favors the late game champions. But with Atomic Joker banned and with Gaslight Batman picked by the other team, Cripsy said, I'm going back to the Green Arrow.
Maybe he's just, I've seen Cripsy play Gaslight Batman. I've seen him play Atomic Joker. I haven't seen him play Mecha Wonder Woman very often. So while a lot of teams might have gone Mecha Wonder Woman as kind of that third pick marksman, Cripsy could just be like, well, I haven't really played her enough to feel comfortable. She's definitely very different, having an ultimate that's a much more fundamental part of your kit as far as knowing when to use it, as opposed to the other champions. You kind of throw your ultimate out and it does stuff, and then you go back to the normal marksman thing. Having a champion ultimate is probably very different feeling.
Another thing is that Green Arrow didn't really benefit from the responsiveness changes. As far as his skills go, his skills always worked off of his auto attack. So you use a skill and then you auto attack, and that applies your skill that you just used, which isn't really improved by having higher responsiveness. But all the other AD carries that are more like caster-like in their abilities benefited a lot. Huge gank here.
Yeah, Darky definitely overextended a bit going into that stealth pad. I think he's going to pay for it. There was 3 people lurking. With a few more attacks, basics from Green Arrow, and of course Dactyr the Flash as first blood over to BrawL.
Yeah, really great knockback by GS there. Really well planned. Definitely Darky was face checking that bush because he was trying to figure out who was in the bottom lane. Might have been a better idea to put a cam there, but honestly, I wouldn't have expected myself to die if I was checking that bush. That was really well done by BrawL.
I mean, yeah, there was 3 people in the stealth pad, and often you like check a stealth pad, you're like, well, if there's 1 or 2, I'll take some damage, right? But there wasn't just 1 or 2, there was 3, and it was just enough to finish him off. But it was a close call. I mean, he almost got away. So the confidence to go in and check it was, you know, like you said, it's something it's easy to do, and BrawL took advantage of it. Well, that's going to give them a little bit of a lead. It's not too huge, though. It's like when you get a kill from an error like that, it gives you a small lead, but I don't think BrawL is really able to turn that into anything more significant. They still traded the surveillance towers, so vision-wise, both teams are looking pretty good. It's more just a matter of, you know, BrawL in that bottom is going to be slightly heading credits now.
Yeah, and Sinestro is actually doing really well in this mid lane as well. And I think Ease is a bit ahead in experience in the top lane, so really all the lanes going pretty well for BrawL right now, which bodes well for their mid game.
Yeah, Ease is actually 100 credits ahead, and maybe that's just like you said, Arcane Green Lantern just is such a crazy lane bully. You can see he's so good at pushing that lane, forcing Norok out of it, and then he's going to go and actually check some of the jungle, get some vision. And then the kill on the bottom lane means Dignitas is doing so well there. I think the one lane where if you look at the champions being picked and say this is the lane Dignitas should be winning, would be the mid lane.
Yeah.
But Genre has done a really good job of actually doing quite well there.
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about this particular matchup on this patch because we don't see it very much, but however it happened, Genre is doing exceptionally well in that.
Yeah, it seems that things are looking really good for BrawL now. when is going to be the danger spot for BrawL? Like when will be the opportunity for Dignitas to start turning things around?
I think probably with the way the genre has been playing a little bit more aggressively in this mid lane, they're going to be able to make some plays onto this mid lane at a time genre maybe overextended a little bit. Alternatively, it's just like a few games ago when Dignitas had a pretty good early lead in the bottom lane. BrawL has a pretty good early lead in the bottom lane. They want to try to extend that lead. Oh, wow.
Oh, Johnner and Slitcher both trade, take a lot of damage each, but it's Dak who comes in there to finish a job, and now it's... Oh, Idrikox coming in here. Can he get Johnner? No, they see him coming, and he's able to get out of there. I feel like that was a matter of whichever jungler came first, that team would have won.
Yeah, that might have been it. But yeah, this basically what I was talking about is Idrikox at this exact moment in the game is going to be a little bit stronger than Dak. Just because Dak is on Flash and Dignitas is on Gascat, level 6 spiking in power right now. So in whatever situation they can try to manufacture where these two junglers meet, that's going to be beneficial for Dignitas.
Looks like they were trying to orchestrate it there in the middle. They unfortunately, by the time Idrikox got there, it was just a little bit too late. And that's going to extend BrawL's current lead a bit. Now they're trying to run down Nurok, but Iza's definitely trying to bait him, but Nurok wasn't quite falling for it.
And then Iza ultimately had to back up. If he stayed in too much longer, he actually ran the risk of dying.
Nurok is kind of turned around here. He's actually kind of skirmishing against Dak a bit.
Yeah, we questioned his API ability, and he's showing us that anyone can play API.
Well, yeah, and he's playing API quite well. I mean,
excellent.
He's actually he's ahead in credits over Arcane Green Lantern, who I think a lot of people would say is one of the most dominating top lane champions you can pick.
Yeah.
So Nurok clearly is very, very confident in laning against anyone, and especially considering that Dak's been poking up their top, and I don't think Idrikox has really gone top since the one time he went to grab that surveillance.
Yeah, it really feels good, and conversely feels really bad for the other people when the enemy jungler comes into your lane, and then you have no fear. You can just battle back both of them. It wastes their jungler's time, and it makes you feel really strong. And actually how people feel, like whether they feel strong or weak, actually has a big impact on map movements and how people react to your presence in the game. So it's actually pretty important.
And I think we only caught the tail end of it, but actually while Dak was up top, failing to secure a kill on Nurok or even push the lane significantly, we did see Idrikox go bottom, securing a kill on Cripsy. So with that kill and with basically Nurok's ruling of this top lane, we're seeing the credits basically back to dead even, and that's what Dignitas needed. They were starting to fall a tiny bit behind, and now they've evened things up, and you can see they're a lot more confident right now. They've got all their ultimates up. Idrikox has, you know, that scary Gascat power spike you're mentioning level 6, and especially if you combine it with Darky's ultimate. But Dak's lurking here. He does have a speed pad, which can both slow enemies and speed a teammate. Meanwhile, this mid gank failed on Johnner. He got away safe.
If I was Idrikox right now, I'd be moving on to the bottom half of the map.
Oh, Darky gets punched back towards the BrawL line.
Good
Puts
OP.
Dak in the box of shame, but I think it may not be enough. Oh, just barely doesn't get out of there.
TS picking up the kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's tough to say because I obviously have a vision of the whole map, whereas Dignitas does not. But it's like I was saying before, Gascat is strong right now. So they want to find situations where Gascat and Flash can fight each other. That's what they want. But after being in mid lane, Idrikox moved up into the top side of the map instead of moving down into the bottom side of the map, where it was far more likely that Dak would be, I feel. And BrawL just executed the gank well, got the kill.
Yeah, that was something where I think Dignitas... I think they actually had no idea where Dak was. They had no idea if he was top, middle, or bottom. And whenever you have no idea where the enemy jungler is, that means you're in a spot where you could be ambushed. And actually, Cripsy could take a little bit of harass there, not too much.
Darky doesn't actually have his ultimate available, which Cripsy knew, so he just walked away.
GS somehow ended up on the enemy side of their jungle. I couldn't quite pay attention to that, but actually, 2-on-2 up here. Nurok Nurak, can he escape? Actually,
Pretty good,
oh, Arcane Lantern ultimate keeping Dak alive there, I think.
actually.
He's the Flash, man.
Fastest man alive escapes once again. I think Ease could have put a little bit more pressure down onto Idrikox there, but good plays, really good plays from Ease and from Dak.
Yeah, there was a 2-on-2 there where, like you said, you know, that's what Dignitas wanted. But I think Nurak was too low in life by the time Idrikox got in
You don't
there.
want a 2v2 with the Arcane Green Lantern, though.
Okay.
That's the main thing. Which is why I would prefer to be on the bottom side of the map. Actually, Idrikox might go down here. East doesn't have his lantern, so he can't slow, but Flash
trying
is
to
too
juke.
fast.
Oh man, if Nurak was there a split second earlier, he could have definitely saved Idrikox there. But basically, that whole exchange was a 2-for-0 there for BrawL.
Yeah. Being the fastest man alive helps you not only defensively, but also aggressively. So that's the real strength of Flash in the early game. If he does have one, he's difficult to kill, and if you're low health around him, you're probably going to die because he can catch you.
Those little scrappy fights. He's the one who always barely kills the opponent or barely gets away in those scrappy little trades there. And I mean, what we're seeing here is BrawL is having a little bit of a credit lead, and a lot of those credits are stacked onto Dak. Is that something that's going to be ridiculously hard for Dignitas to deal with, just a fed Flash? Or is he... Oh, actually, look at this. Slitcher gets hit by the ultimate from Genre, and that's the strength of Sinestro.
Yeah, missed ultimate from GS, probably a little bit early on the ultimate from Genre, but he saw Slitzer step forward a little bit, so he went for it. It's a tough call to make. Actually, 2v2 here in the top lane.
Oh, Dak gets rooted, takes a lot of damage. He gets away, but definitely the trading went in Dignitas' favor to use to secure that surveillance tower. But GS is heading up. His ult is unavailable. He's just used it. But if he can get around Nurak...
Detonate for the slow.
Oh, yeah, I think Nurak's done for now. There's no way.
But can they pick up one kill? Nope.
Idrikox was thinking about it, and he's like, wait a minute, there's too many people there.
Yeah. So with the Flash ultimate down, they did win the 2v2 trade. But then the Flash ultimate came back up. GS came up into the picture, and it was pretty easy for them. Now they're going for the Raider.
It seems like BrawL is just being crisper under rotations, and that every time there's an engagement, BrawL is one dictating pace. Now, actually, Dignitas going in on GS, but I don't know if they have the numbers here. They do take down GS. Can they take down Ease as well? He's very low.
Oh yeah, BrawL's retreating.
And BrawL did get the Raider, but they did give up 2 kills, and actually they had to use the EMP, so... I actually feel that favored Dignitas.
Yeah, I think it did. And I like what you're saying about rotations, because it does feel like BrawL is rotating more easily this game. But that's generally what's going to happen. If your team, and I think we've seen this across this series very well demonstrated, if your team is winning the lanes, or is generating, moreover, if they're generating the most pressure in their lanes, then it's going to be more easy for you guys to move from lane to lane, because your lanes are always pushing, you're not losing very much by leaving your lanes, and it's more difficult for the enemy laners to try to follow you when you do leave. So yeah, the rotations from BrawL have been better this game, and they've been facilitated by the strong laning phase that they've had.
Uh-oh, Chris could be in trouble. Here's GS coming behind him. Cripsy takes some damage. Can he get out of there? Oh, knocked into the wall by GS. Oh, and in the ultimate, that should be enough of Cripsy's damage out. But actually, Chris turns around, tries to go for Cripsy, but the heal from GS.
So a lesser player definitely would not have got that, but when GS got to the bush, the first thing he did was he dropped the cam in the bush, allowed him to have vision of Gasbat while he was doing his backflight, knock him out of it, secured the kill.
That's a really high-level play there. That I didn't actually notice myself there, the camera, but GS is really on top of those things, ensuring that he has that vision. Because yeah, if he didn't get the knock mid-bat flight, if the bat flight put him on the other side of GS, I mean, yeah, he could have hit the knock on him, but he would have been, you know, would have knocked him in the wrong direction.
That is what secured the kill. Very well done by GS.
Definitely some nice plays there. I wonder if Chris could have bat-flied the other way and just tried to kill Cripsy. Because he was ahead in life of Cripsy, right?
Yeah, maybe that's what I would have done, but I'm crazy.
That would have been a very bold play, very aggressive play.
Oh, Cripsy here getting caught out, though.
That should be... Actually, yeah, he almost gets away, but that chain box with 2 heavy damage characters on top of it. Darky trying to bait Dak a bit, but did he bait him too much? Could he go down here?
Actually, he can't ulti right now. Oh, now he can.
Oh, actually, Chris takes a ton of damage, and here comes
Oh,
Sinestro.
Sinestro coming in. Wow, I didn't think that was going to work out, but Dak just doing so much damage, and all the cooldowns for Dignitas were unavailable. And
Yeah,
so they couldn't really do anything about it.
And I think a lot of the problem there was Dak was a lot stronger than Dignitas anticipated, just because he's been so fed this game.
Yeah.
They were anticipating they would be able to turn around and put some damage on him, force him out, but the damage output he was laying down his flash was just pretty brutal there.
Yeah, yeah, they just basically didn't have any damage to offer. Like, Dak was hitting him, and they're like, oh, we can't actually make him stop.
Stop, Flash, stop!
Yeah, and so he just did the damage, and they got the kills. And also, great presence of mind from Genre to actually come down.
Yeah, Genre was the one who was actually able to finish off. I don't know if Dak could have ran down Chris, or sorry, I think it was Darky, if
Yeah.
Dak was, because Dak had already blown all his cooldowns.
Yeah, I don't think.
But Genre was able to sneak back there, and he's pushing out again now. That's gonna. BrawL is now up by 3,000 credits, and we've seen. I mean, in game 1 we saw Dignitas up by significantly more than it turned around.
Yeah.
Is this a game that could still easily turn around, or does BrawL have too much money on Flash?
This is just like we were talking about before, where it's a 5-kill lead for BrawL. They've had the pressure advantage this whole game, but they've gotten a kill here, they've gotten a kill there, but they're only up 3K, right? And unless they start securing some objectives and not losing anything for it, like they did get a Raider, but they gave up 2 kills for that Raider. Until that moment, this game won't be anywhere close to out of reach for Dignitas. Dignitas is still very much in this game.
I think one thing that I think Dignitas has going for him is I feel like BrawL, so much of what's been working really well for them this game has been Flash. And he's got this Batman utility, which I think he needs, because there's oh, actually here it is, Cripsy, a lot of CC on him, but GS's ultimate. Oh, here comes in Dak going for Darky. There's the gas bat ultimate. Cripsy avoids it though. Meanwhile, Dak trying to get the kill on Chris, pops his own ultimate. Can they finish him off? Everyone is so low here. Snitcher comes down. Dak goes down. GS is surely going to go down. Well, that's 2 kills for Dignitas. And out time, actually, oh no, here's Genre. If he can get some resets going. He gets 1, he gets 2, he gets 3.
Oh.
He gets 4 right before he goes down.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
wow. Well, that's the mid-game strength of Sinestro right now. That's why I like this Sinestro pick. That right there.
Right there. Nothing feels cooler than bouncing between 4 targets and getting 4 kills, right?
Yeah. Wow. Great by Genre. But overall, I don't like that play from BrawL. Dak was a little bit too aggressive in that bottom lane. They gave up a lot for that. They had 3 deaths for their team there, and that's not what you want to do at this point in the game. You don't want to trade kills. Sure, they're still up by 3K, but they didn't extend their lead via that play, and they certainly don't help themselves by pushing this game deeper into the late game without furthering their advantage. So, yeah, I don't like it. Too aggressive from Dak. He needed to just pull back and secure the kills. He was trying to go for too much. Just get your few kills and then focus on getting objectives with those kills that you've managed to secure.
Do you think that's something that happens when you've been just doing really, like Dak was 3-0-5, right? He was dominating the game, and so you think that gave him almost too much confidence?
Yeah, that definitely could have played a role in it. I also think the call was probably made that the backline was fine, so they didn't have to. So Dak didn't have to worry about helping them. But even though they were fine, they didn't actually manage to get the kill by themselves, which played out unfavorably for Dak.
Well, he does have that Batman's utility belt now, so that's going to help him negate kind of any plays by Nightmare Superman or Tonic Poison Avio, though maybe not both if they time him quite well. I think a problem could be Genre generated so many credits from killing everyone right there that his damage is going to be insane. I mean, he's got that modded Cosmic Staff as well for extra kind of disintegration damage over time on his abilities. He's got his Marauder Ring maxed out. He's going to be someone that if you don't deal with him, the damage output is going to be insane. And I think so far they've been mostly trying to deal with Dak. Like in that last engagement, they blew a lot of their abilities on Dak, and now they've got 2 huge damage targets to watch out for.
Yeah. We actually got like a 5v5 up here, or 4v5. Cripsy's not here yet, but huge movement into the top lane here. I assume for the Destroyer camp. very, very
I guess they
interesting.
really want that Destroyer camp.
Yeah, wow, I'm not sure who got the kill there, but it's not a big deal.
Oh, Darky's slowing down Genre from hitting the rest of the back line while the rest of them try to deal with GS and Ease. Nurok tanking a lot of damage, but he's going to go down as well. And that's a one-for-one trade as they were able to take down Genre in that back line, but Nurok paid the price. I think that favors Dignitas, though, a trade like that.
Yeah, not only that, they're also the ones who got the camera.
Oh, yes. Ooh, Dak overextending a bit, but then staying alive from Ease's ultimate. Just more skirmishing back and forth. They do have Hardy to keep healing them up, whereas I don't think Dignitas has anyone with heals on a team, so the longer these skirmishes continue, the more it's going to favor BrawL.
That's true, but I feel like BrawL is going really deep here to try to get something where they didn't have anything before. I don't think they're making this move because it's the best move, which does bother me. They might end up getting something out of it, but this is not the safest course of action for them.
I mean, if you looked at how close Ease came to dying there, and Chris wanted it. Chris was like, give me that kill.
Yeah.
Then he thought better of overextending it. As the rest of his team was like, hey, we're all dead and hanging back. You're on your own there, buddy.
Yeah, that team fight was really well salvaged by Dignitas. Dak got off a really great ultimate in the middle of Dignitas. Theoretically, it could have been like really favorable for them. And Harley Quinn, I think her first pies hit 3 members.
And her ultimate.
So that's really what you want from a team fight, but ultimately didn't go their way because of some really good play from Slitzer and Darky, a combination of everything, and just locking down the right targets, focusing, and getting damage down on the right targets as well.
This is too bold from BrawL. It feels like they want to go for a Raider, but
I don't think so.
yeah, Dignitas doesn't want to fight, but they want to backstab BrawL. It's kind of what it looks like. Nurok's sneaking around there. Dignitas is actually just pushing the mid lane, so they're more spread out. Does that mean BrawL could go for a pick with how spread out Dignitas is?
They could, but this is actually really smart from Dignitas because their comp is significantly better in a spread out scenario, whereas BrawL's comp is much better when they're as a unit together. So by pushing the mid lane when BrawL is grouping around the Raider, they really force the issue. They say, hey, you guys have to split up. You have to choose where you want to be on the map, and then we're going to have the advantage compositionally. What BrawL really needs to do to deal with that is just to decide what they're going to do and do it, which is what they did here. They went for the Raider, they took the Raider, and now they're fighting.
Yeah, and it is Arcane Green Lantern ultimate trying to keep Attack alive. Kind of wasted as he popped his own ultimate at the same time. But it looks like BrawL has got some really good positioning. Chris finally is able to get an angle on Genre. Can't Genre escape this? No, he's going to go down, making it 2 for 2. And now it's GS who's on to retreat. Ease and Cripsy are there, both Nurok able to ring someone down. Slitzer goes down, but so does Cripsy. Again, it's just everyone's dying here. It's just absolute madness.
GS is Zoom.
GS with the pies. Chris gets knocked down. GS goes down. It's just one-on-one left. Oh, his one-on-one.
Goodness.
Nurok is going back, and he's like, when is my passive gonna give me that extra shield? Holy moly.
Well, once again, Dignitas got the kind of team fight that they favor. It was spread out all over the place. Flash Ultimate was only on one person. They didn't really get to utilize the full effectiveness of the Harley Quinn Ultimate either. Everyone was kind of matched up in these little small skirmishes, which is what the champions, really other than Star Sapphire, Star Sapphire went down rather quickly, but the champions on Dignitas are really better at doing that sort of thing than the ones on BrawL. So, excellent team fight from Dignitas. Really well executed. Like it.
And they're kind of, they fell a tiny bit more behind in credits due to BrawL getting the Raider.
Right.
Although, that Raider, we saw Chris try to steal with a Bat Scream, and it was at about like 3 hit points after the Bat Scream hit. If it was like one more basic on it before the Bat Scream went across, that actually would have been a Dignitas. It would have been like 1,000 more credits for Dignitas, 1,000 less for BrawL, which would have been, I think, a really huge deal.
The thing, though, is Dignitas can't get over-eager here. If they just group up and team fight BrawL, I think they're going to get smashed. They need to keep doing the same sort of string you out, apply pressure in different positions, spread out the team fight, collapse, come in from different angles that they've been doing. And then they'll continue to have the same kind of team fight success. In fact, as the game drags on, I think they'll have even more success. But they definitely can't just do a straight up, you know, my team is going to smash into your team in the middle of mid lane kind of thing.
I mean, one thing is, you can see BrawL is still ahead significantly in
Absolutely.
credits.
Yeah.
And Chris is trying to set up a trap. GS. Oh, GS springs it, but I don't know if the rest of Dignitas is there quite yet to get the ambush off on. Darky's coming in there. Man, if they were able to wait a second longer before pulling that trap, they might have gotten a kill there. But now it's a reverse trap. GS is trying to pull bait. His genre is lurking in the shadows there.
Well, they don't have number advantage on this half of the map, so I don't think they're going to try to make any big plays here. But the BFF passive from Harlequin came in huge there. Gave the speed boost to Cripsy just enough to get him out of range of the Vortex. I think one of the more underrated aspects of Harlequin is that speed boost potential, and they came up big right there.
He's putting some damage on Slitcher.
Oh.
GS hits the ultimate. Here comes genre ultimate as well. Injurecox gets evaporated. Can Dignitas turn this around? There's the Bat Scream, takes out one.
Oh, GS going deep.
Wow, GS did go deep. He took down one himself, but now he's in a lot of trouble. Flash's ultimate actually forced Dignitas back. A very scrappy engagement. GS is now on to retreat. It still was a 2-for-1 for BrawL, and I don't think Dignitas wants to keep chasing him. I think that would be a mistake, and yes, they are going to back away.
Is Dignitas... Sorry. Okay, I think someone aggroed the levy there. I was scared for a moment. Yeah, it actually did take a little bit of damage. But, yeah, that was actually not that bad for Dignitas. That was really a great idea, I think, from BrawL. And it's what they need to do. They need to be super aggressive right now because this is Sinestro's moment. You have a fed Sinestro in the mid game, and it's like the mid game is go time for Sinestro. He's got the most gold in the game. He needs to take it to them right now, and that's precisely what he just did. The rest of the team fight kind of went meh for BrawL, but that's because it was right underneath their the tower of Dignitas, and Dignitas played it really, really well.
Yeah, we can see Sinestro here. He's 1,000 credits. He has 1,000 more credits than anyone on Dignitas. He's definitely well equipped to grab a lot of kills for his team, and he's got the right support for it to be aggressive too. I mean, it's got Hardy to back him up, and he has Arcane Green Lantern. And if both of them fail, the Flash ultimate is often kind of like a dispersal mechanism to protect you from enemy focus as well.
And to be clear, Ease is fairly tanky right now, but he did build sort of power damage build. He has CDR, but he's got power damage from his Cosmic Belt and from his Cosmic Staff, so he's doing a lot of damage. Particularly, he should have about 30 to 35 CDR right now. Oh, GS going in.
GS gets hit in the box of shame. There's no more damage to follow up though, so GS stays alive. Darky gets nailed by Sinestro.
No reset though.
No reset, and now it comes Nurox. Slitcher barely gets away. No one from BrawL is even in danger though. So I guess the big thing is though, Dignitas gave up a kill, but can Chris do anything in the bottom lane? No, I think he's realizing
they're gonna go for Ring or for Levy. Yeah, I think this is the right call. They would not have been able to get that tower because they didn't have a wave in place, and it would have been kind of dangerous to dive it anyway. It's actually safer to go for the Levy here. So I like this call a lot. Yeah, they get the Levy. They have so much damage.
Oh, using the Leviathan Core for damage and slow. Nurox could be in trouble. Slitcher turns around for a second to dish out more damage. And they got not only the Levy, but they actually secured a kill, and I'm pretty sure this turret's going to go down. I mean, they have an EMP. I think they may need to use it, but they may not even need to.
I think they're going to use it here.
Oh, Ease comes in behind. A great ultimate from Dax securing another kill. And yes, no EMP even needed. They're continuing to push it against Dignitas. There goes the EMP, and that's going to be a second turret. I don't think Dignitas can really defend this.
Yeah.
Pies. Oh, ultimate and a Pies.
Yes.
GS with the moves.
Wow, what a guy, huh?
Wow. That took a lot of courage to go in there and do that.
And BrawL just not stopping, relentless with this pressure. Yeah, that was a great call by whoever it is, either GS or Dak, making the calls for BrawL to go for that Levy. It secured all this other stuff after it, but it was the point is it was a right aggressive call to make. It's we just got an advantage. How do we push this advantage? A lot of teams would have just stayed in the mid lane. They say, "Oh, we got 2 kills, like or we got 1 kill and push someone else out. We gotta take this tower now." But they were like, "This isn't our moment to take this tower. That's not in the cards." And instead of forcing it, they said, "What else can we do? We can go for Levy. We have a very, very high damage composition, so let's just go for it." And they got it.
Yeah, and that kind of snowballed the game. They had you know, a mild advantage in that Levy followed by double turrets and even more kills kind of snowballed to a point where now BrawL has a commanding advantage on this map. I think Dignitas still has a pretty. Do you think they still have a good shot at being able to defend dampeners, or is it something where they have to take some big risks to try to get back in the game?
It's tough to say. I'd say neither BrawL nor Dignitas actually knows the answer to that question, so you're probably going to see BrawL be a little tentative around these towers right now, and you're going to see probably Dignitas be a little tentative around objectives, because the gold swing that just occurred was dramatic, and no one really knows how vast it is.
Poor Durak is totally caught off there. And actually, I thought Tak was going to go for Darky there, but maybe saying I don't want to overextend it when I don't know where the rest of the enemies are. I kind of like the fact that Dignitas is actually just pushing a lot of different lanes at once. I mean, this turret's going to go down, but if they can grab, you know, some stuff on the bottom, that'll definitely be worth it.
Yeah. It's good that they're doing this with Chris. This is what they need to be doing right now, trading objectives where you can't actually secure them yourself. They're definitely going to get this bottom tower. But like I was saying, BrawL doesn't know actually precisely how strong they are right now. They have no idea.
Well, they think they're strong enough to go in for this dampener. We'll see if it works. They are going to take it out. Is GS going to go down for it? No, Slitzer gets hit by Sinestro ultimate. And that's 2 dampeners down. That's 2 people down for Dignitas. And BrawL's not
Chris managed to recall, so he's going to be in this fight, and He's isn't going to be. So that's going to signal the retreat, I think, for BrawL.
I think that's probably a solid idea. I mean, I think they could just rotate and take at least, you know, this turret's done as soon as BrawL looks at it.
Yeah.
And the one advantage Dignitas has is actually Chris has a lot of credits. He's been doing a lot of split pushing, which makes him still a dangerous champion. I think he's the one champion on Dignitas who's not way outscaled by his counterpart. And yeah, they're not even gonna try to defend this. They know going out here would be suicide as they're not only down 4 on 5, but they're way out credited as
They're
well.
properly zoned. That's good positioning from BrawL. That's what you should be doing in this situation. You can take a 4v4 in that area, so you might as well take it there. It's better there than under the tower. So just position yourself.
They're continuing to push in here. Now, I think BrawL's is going to try to keep Dignitas busy here and let their top and bottom elite drones kind of push in and do the work for him. Whereas on the cross side, Dignitas is going to have to delegate someone to go and defend the other lanes. And I don't know if it should be Chris or maybe Idrikok, because I don't know how good Gascat is at defending a dampener. But you're going to have to pretty soon send someone to defend that top and bottom lane. But even if they do that, can BrawL actually push in 5v4 with no EMP and they have no deployables of any sort?
It's tough against the Star Sapphire. I'm not completely sure. BrawL's not completely sure. They just got hit there. That might scare them a little bit. I would probably send Idrikox to go deal with these minion waves, because he's not going to be like super useful in a team fight at this stage in the game. But this is a really tough call to make. This is a really difficult defense.
Narok's kind of trying to run interference and basically say, BrawL, if you guys commit hard, I'm going to mess you guys up. I've got, he can try to trigger silence. His ultimate in the front area would be pretty devastating. And yeah, like you said, here comes Idrikox going to clear out some waves. He'll probably rotate down to mid as soon as he pushes the top out a bit. And if BrawL... Oh, GS goes in big! He's taking turret aggro though. GS saved by our Arcane Green Lantern ultimate, but is BrawL overextending? No, they're actually able to take down Narok. They're not able to get Chris though, able to get Slitzer. There goes the Bat Scream, not grabbing 8 kills. Somehow BrawL is all staying alive. Now it's just Chris and Darky. Chris almost dying in the fountain area. And now I think it looks all over for Dignitas. It's 5 on 2. One power core turret goes down. And the last one's getting very low. GS zoning out the last 2 Dignitas members, and that's going to be the game. Wow, that was a big move by GS.
Yeah.
He's just like,
Huge Speed Force play. I tell you what, this guy loves his Speed Force, and he's great with it.
you know what I love there? BrawL didn't even go for the bomb dampener. If they had like Cripsy stay back and try to take a dampener, they wouldn't have gotten those kills, right? They all just ran right past it and said, this space that GS has created by jumping in with his ultimate gives us the space to get past the dampener, and now we're fighting in the open.
Yeah.
And with our credit lead in the open, you guys are
that's the
done
thing.
for.
That sort of a thing wouldn't work in any world except the one where you're ahead 20K. Which is the case. But they were, and so it worked out, and that was the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact that they had the confidence to go in there, because if you don't, eventually the other team will catch back up.
Absolutely.
Right.
I think that's what they realized. While they were sitting there sieging prior to the Speed Force play, Slitzer was slowly chunking out the team and clearing the waves very effectively. They said, listen, the other creep waves are going to push in. We got to just go.
Yeah. And I think part of that is BrawL has been on the other side of that so many times, where they've been a team that's down 15,000 credits, and they've come back many times just from being defensive and eventually catching up. And so they knew that they couldn't let moments pass, because you let too many pass, and then all of a sudden you're not as ahead as you think you are. But congratulations to BrawL taking it down 3-2. That's going to net them $850. Dignitas still gets $400 for
Not
taking
bad.
the 2 maps. And I think what I love about this series is the Dignitas versus BrawL story is not done, right?
Oh, no.
I mean,
Clearly undone.
yeah. These are some really close matches, particularly game 1, I think, was the closest we had there. And, you know, hopefully we'll see these teams meet again at some future point.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited. I'd watch more matches between them right now.
The extended series, we all love those.
I can't wait to see these guys in the future, though.
Yeah.
Really, really great players. Everyone, Chris, Darky, Idrikox, Nurox, Slitzer, everyone from Dignitas had their game where they went off and just did tremendously. Each one of the guys on BrawL so tremendously talented, and then coming together so well as a team. It's been a pleasure to watch.
Yeah. I really like the point you said about every player had their game, right? This last game, Genre was the one who actually made some really big plays there. And in earlier games, you know, we saw GS, we saw Dak carry some games, and same side with Dignitas, right? They each had their games where they just go crazy in them.
And the great thing about